Hello everybody, Dave Neal here, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor Nation News. In this video, we've got Nate right here on the current season of The Bachelorette, starring Gabby and Rachel, exposed by two former girlfriends he apparently was dating at the same time, all coming from a TikTok that was shared a few months back from this former girlfriend here on his shirt right here, holding a rose that says she never even knew he had a child. So we're going to get into this story. Follow me on Instagram at DNeal. Stand-up show this Friday night in North Hollywood. Details on my Instagram if you want to come. I'm also going to be live on Patreon at 10 a.m. Pacific time this morning to further discuss this story, all the ins and outs, the behind-the-scene live stream at patreon.com/Dave Neal. So I appreciate you. Reality Steve just broke this story. We're going to share his blog post. It's really important that we promote content creators and the content that they create. So make sure you give credit to Reality Steve for this one. He put together the full timeline right here of the events that went down, and there are tons of receipts. So we're going to share all of this, but this is where it started. It started with this one TikTok by Kelsey Fank here, and this is what she posted. I cried for a guy who, dramatic pause there, kept his kid a secret from me for 1.5 years when we were dating, and I found out on reality TV. My first thought whenever I see these TikToks was, you weren't really his girlfriend, he's stringing you along. And that actually seems to be true. But with the receipts that we have here, she was led to believe that they were in a relationship. And listen, here's the thing, folks, right? We only have so many days on this earth. So it's one thing if you find out someone's not the right one for you. It's one thing, but if you string somebody along, that's where we really get to see the volatility from the fan base, because we've all been strung along. We've all had our time wasted. You can't. It's like Kelsey should be invoicing Nate for 1.5 years worth of her life. Like, can I have that time back? I was investing in you. And then people in the comments already said here after Reality Steve's post. So clearly, Reality Steve was able to put together a lot of receipts, which you have to do in today's age. This is what he said. Again, go to his site to catch the full, all the content, all the photos. He said, there's not much to recap today regarding last night's episode. I'll give my thoughts tomorrow and then some along with your reader emails. So you can get all that right there. He says, I have not posted one negative thing I've been told about a contestant in well over a year. You've heard me say it time and time again. I'm out of that business. I'm done being the middleman. The exception would be if someone came forward to tell me something about a contestant and put their name behind it, showed me proof, and wanted a platform to share whatever it is they had. Today is one of those days. It's just one of those days. And I do want to wake up because this is interesting. And it's more than one person who came forward, not a whole hell of a lot of editorial here today. It's all here for you to judge, as the info is basically cut and pasted from what they sent me. All right, and look, he admits to it. After some shoddy reporting in the past, you bet your bottoms I made sure of the legitimacy of this story. I believe he had their father confirm it. There's a lot of legitimacy here. So it all started with this message. Hey, Steve, just saw that Nate is in the running. Would love to put you in contact with one of my friends who dated him if he moves on. He is such a bad guy. Anyways, keep doing the Lord's work. And, people throw this around whenever someone breaks up with someone. Oh, they're the worst. They're a narcissist. They're borderline. We always do that, right? Well, this is a friend's opinion that he is a bad guy. So even in that TikTok that we just showed you guys, she's basically making fun of herself. Her caption says, shame on me, but her point was she had no idea a guy she was involved with for 1.5 years had a child. Even when I was being told this by her friend, I didn't believe it. When I saw the TikTok, I still didn't believe it. That made no sense. I get not wanting to introduce your child to someone new you're dating. Everyone has their own preferences when it comes to that. Some do it right away, some wait a few months, some wait longer, to each their own. No one is coming down on Nate for that. But to not even tell someone you're dating you have a kid, it's just bizarre. So once Kelsey posted the TikTok, it being only 10 seconds and had zero proof of anything other than her words, I still questioned the validity. Then I got in touch with Kelsey and asked for the full story. She told me it was true, but I needed to see proof. I wasn't going to even just transcribe what she told me. I told her I needed a timeline of a relationship and I needed proof.
You can't handle the truth.
So what we're going to do in this video, after you, please, by all means, make sure you check out all the proof here. But if you do want to chime in, I'll make a second video later today on the voicemail line, 401-213-9828. Leave a voicemail and let me know what your thoughts are as you kind of digest all this. What followed next was Kelsey sending me a Google Drive of 38 photos and screenshots of her relationship with Nate, along with a timeline explaining everything. Are the 38 photos in here? No, but a lot of them are. So all I did was cut and paste exactly what Kelsey gave me. All right, so let's get into it. Here's how it starts. And again, these are the timelines from her. Night we met at Joy District. Asked for his socials, and he said he didn't have any. Gave me his LinkedIn and exchanged numbers. Yeah, no socials is kind of a red flag to start with. Okay, here's the photo. First one. Okay, that's the night they met. So nothing crosses the line there. July 9th, 2020. Switched earrings for the night, so there she is. Came to my hometown for a wedding. Met some of my friends. August 22nd, 3 weeks later. There he is at a wedding. Still... Relationship's not official, no big deal. Probably doesn't need to disclose that he has a kid yet, right? 3 weeks in. December 20th, winter solstice, if you will, shortest day of the year, invited me on a ski trip with all of his friends. One of his female friends pulled me aside at the beginning of the trip and told me she hooked up with him 2 weeks prior. Okay, that's a red flag, but hey, it's a ski trip. What do we know? You see, ski trips, you drink a lot of mulled wine, you know, you bump Harrison's, right? It's a ski trip. No big deal. But then again, you know, obviously the relationship's well, actually, yeah, this is a big deal because she's been dating him in August. So she's been with him for 4 months now. So someone else says she hooked up with him 2 weeks prior. Okay, they're not official. It's 2020. We don't know. They didn't define the relationship. You know what I mean? Any man's game. There she is nursing her beer. No offense to nurses here. Shout out to essential workers. January 16th, 2021, his birthday party, met his twin brother and his girlfriend, talked about me wanting kids and what I would name them. Told my friends he loved me. All right, so he's 5 months in the relationship. Drops the L word there. Very nice. Twin brother. Are they identical? Can't really tell. So there they are. Groundhog's Day 2021. So just a year and a half ago. Serious date. Yep, there he is. He's got serious date turtleneck on. It shrunk in the wash. They're getting steak. All right, let's continue reading to page 3. So far, I don't know if they've defined the relationship, but they've said, I love you. Nate went to Atlanta. Okay, so now we actually go back a few days. Nate went to Atlanta. I didn't know it at the time, but he met a girl named Laurie on Tinder and went on a date with her. Full name, Laurie Stark. All right, so we have receipts. We have Instagram names. Here she is. The account is private, but I'm assuming she gave permission to be in this. They have an early Valentine's Day dinner, as she told me this for the first time last month. Last month being currently. So she found this out a year and a half later. So Laurie, this was the current message. Valentine's Day went all out for me. Then Laurie said, yeah, he was with me for Valentine's too. Well before. So of course, you know, if you're ever celebrating Valentine's a week before or after Valentine's, chances are you are the side lady. February 6, 2021. So there they have it in the old stories. Date night. Okay, so he does Valentine's Day on February 6th with one. There they are, puts on a suit and tie. Now we're actually on Valentine's Day, 8 days after his date with Laurie. I never knew about. We had our Valentine's Day date. This is when I first thought things were getting serious. So there they are. Boy, is he going to regret knowing people who keep their photos in their phones. The old cloud strikes again. So there it is. He knows me too well. So he sent her a kitty Valentine's card. That's actually a pretty adorable card if you like kitties. I don't. Not a big kitty fan. All right. Don't mean to hate you guys. I'm more of a dog person. We all can coexist. February 26, 2021. Went out to dinner with my dad and his friends. Their first time meeting. By the way, I do think this is great work by Reality Steve to not editorialize, just to say, look, you guys decide. These are her words. You know, again, no crimes are being committed here, but it's like, you know, geez, if you're going to go on a dating show with these many skeletons in your recent closet, yikes. So there she is doing that leg lift thing that the ladies love to do. He's got a nice jacket on there. A peacoat, I guess you would call that. All right, so there they are. March 14th, beware the Ides of March. Gave him a shirt with my face on it and necklace. By the way, I don't know how this ends. I haven't read the end of this here, so I'm going to be reacting live with you guys. And a lot of people complain about the ads on Reality Steve's homepage. Hey, this is what pays his bills. This is what pays his electricity and for his Achilles surgery. Hope you get well soon. So, like, by all means, enjoy it. If you're happy, be happy that he's got this many ads on his page. Okay. March 14th, 2021, gave him a shirt with my face on it and a necklace. So there it is. Well, you take my rose there. I don't know if the relationship's defined or not. I don't know how the kids are doing it these days. Seems pretty defined to me. April 15th, 2021, first trip together. Tulum with friends and other couples, 100% exclusive. Okay, so now we know for sure. This is the first moment we know they're 100% exclusive. April 15th, 2021. So there they are in Tulum, which is where I'll be getting married in 70 days. So there they are. Kissies, kissies, kissies. Yeah. He's very cute friends, cute family. All right, there they are. Oh, the old smoochie. May 22nd, 2021, just over a year ago, came to my cottage for the first time for my dad and fiance's birthday party. Met my whole family, brought us both flowers. Oh, very nice. Met the dads. Oh, they have a cottage. Boy, tell me you're rich without telling me you're rich. There they are. She's got the flowers. The mom, is that her mom? Cute mom. Mom or sister? Wow, she looks so young. Women love to hear that, but it's true. It's like they look very good. May 27th, 2021. Men like to hear it too. Tell me I look young. Tell me I look not a day over 32, and I'll, be friends for life. That's not a gender thing. We all wanna look young. Came to dinner with his twin brother and my dad and my twin brother and I's friends. That was May 27th, 2021. All right, dinner. So now the family's meeting her. Okay, so it's not just a lie he's living. He's got his family involved. June 27th, 2021, the first week of summer after what's it? Summer solstice, longest day of the year, came to dinner with me and my mom. Couldn't look her in the eye. Things started getting rocky. No eye contact. Okay, maybe it was high, Whenever you're high, you don't want to look at someone in the eye. You're looking at my soul. All right, July 4th, Independence Day. God bless the USA. Got upset at him because he didn't come to my cottage. When you're not going to my cottage. I need to start calling my recap studio my cottage. Cottage cheese. Went home for the weekend and I don't know why. Ghosted me for a week. That's a haunting. Look, if you only ghost for a week, is that ghosting? When does it become ghosting? 3 days? Obviously, if you're dating someone, you should be able to get back to them within the day. You know what I mean? Unless you're in the military or, doing some sort of deep sea adventure, you have service on your phone, get back to someone within the day so they don't worry sick. It's like, are you dead? Let me know. August 14th, 2021, a year ago, Laurie messages me for the first time because she noticed I started deleting photos of Nate off my Instagram page, so I texted Nate right after. Here's what Laurie said. Remember Laurie, the girl who was also doing Valentine's? By the way, they weren't official. I mean, as far as I know, they said they were official in April, so they weren't official, even though they were saying I love you and all that. I'm not blaming anyone. I'm just trying to get the facts out. Laurie said, you don't know me, and I wanted to originally reach out to you earlier this year. Nate and I were dating pretty heavily earlier this year. He she spelled threw wrong, threw the L word at me and everything. But one of his good friends got confused when I came into the picture and shared me your Instagram. Oh, that's a good friend. That's a bad friend of his, but that's a good human, right? To be like, hey, if someone's getting messed up, it's one thing, be an F-boy. If everyone knows you're an F-boy, be an F-boy. If you want to say, hey, I'm not looking for anything serious, here are the terms and conditions, present those terms and conditions. But if you lead someone to believe that you're going to be pursuing them for life, then you're robbing them of their time. And while it's not illegal, it's fraudulent. Nate and I were dating pretty heavily earlier this year. He threw the L word. Okay, we got that. That is when I discovered you. This is Laurie saying this to our friend Kelsey. And that he had lied about me being the only girl he was dating. I was so hurt by his lies, and he tried to make it seem like you two were nothing serious. But I'm thinking I don't believe that at all. Things ended, and I was sad and angry about all the lies and love bombing he did. Love bombing. Okay, first time we've heard that word in this video, but I let that go and moved on and enjoyed my summer and ended up meeting the perfect man for me with a beautiful heart. Oh, good for you, Laurie. I say all this to say what my mama always told me. Rejection is protection. Sometimes God pulls people out of our lives because he doesn't want that for us. He has someone better, and the quicker we understand that, the quicker we can heal heart. Oh, very nice. That's very good of her. So here's Nate. Here are the texts between Kelsey and Nate. Kelsey says, hey, question, what up? Who is Laurie? Nobody. Why? Haha, nobody? Not someone you loved or dated or anything? Talked to her around the beginning of the year, but when we got serious, I stopped talking to her. That's why I said nobody. And no, I wasn't in love with her, and no, we never hooked up, which is why I said nobody. All right, well, at this point, he probably knows they've shared tweets, and he says they've never hooked up, So he went on a romantic date when he wasn't in a defined relationship. Again, I'm just trying to look at this from both sides, okay? Obviously, Kelsey's got an incredible amount of receipts here that he was pursuing her with emotion that would make them seem serious. But if they were not 100% committed, I don't know. I don't know anything further. I'm trying to be fair. Kelsey said, you told her you loved her, though? And then he goes, where is all this coming from? Okay, so here he doesn't deny it. No denial. She goes, it doesn't matter. What matters is how you made me feel and how I'm feeling right now. Good for you, Kelsey. Good for you for sharing your emotions with him. Then she responded to Laurie's message after her text conversation with Nate. She said, hey, I got your message. Thanks for reaching out. Well, that clarifies some things. According to him, you are nobody, but clearly you are more than that. I'm sorry he hurt you. He hurt me too. We were very serious, but according to him, we weren't. I'm glad you're with someone better now. Wish you all the best. And then her response was, hey, girl, I didn't want to be weird, hence why I removed my message. Yeah, he said that about you as well. And when I was bothered by it, so Laurie must have deleted her message, but at that time, Kelsey had already screen grabbed it, as you do. Get your screen grabs. Yeah, he said that about you as well. And when I was bothered by it and asked more about you, he got all defensive, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I don't think you have to put et cetera, et cetera, et cetera 3 times. I think et cetera means, okay, plural. Kind of like snapped. Wow, he snapped. It's like, dude, why can't you just say that you want to date other people too? My issue was he led the relationship to its seriousness. And if he didn't want to be that serious, why did he say all those things and do all those things? It was such a waste of time. I'd rather have been a friend, you know? But yeah, I was like, man, I want to talk to you, but didn't want to come off as that person. And if y'all were doing well, it wasn't really my place to say anything. But I noticed your pics were removed and your post seems like he betrayed you too. So I thought maybe I should. This is great kinship here by these two ladies. Nate and I kept talking and hanging out from July to November of 2021. So they kept on talking, which I'm assuming means hooking up. And then on November 3rd of 2021, I went to Mexico for my birthday and he was flirting with me on text. Thought he wanted to work things out, get back together. Hung out, thought we were getting back together. And look, I feel like most people have been in this situation where like you get all the red flags, but it's like you've already been hooking up. You know how they hit it. You're like, okay, we'll just keep it casual, but then your heart gets involved in all those things. Hey, we've all been there. We've all painted red flags white. But this is more than red flags, right? This is red flag city. This is like an Olympics of red flags. Everyone's walking down with it, but instead of the nationality flag, they're all just red flags. Hung out, thought we were getting back together. November 25th, broke up through text. Still wishing me a happy Thanksgiving. Ended on a good note. Oh, there you go. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm grateful. Okay. January 7th. Saw his friend from the ski trip who told me she'd hooked up with him 2 weeks prior. Boy, he's a good friend. She told me he was dating someone new, met her at a wedding he didn't invite me to, and that he was hooking up with her friend. Got pissed and texted Nate, I always knew you were a sus, which the kids, sus is short for suspect or suspicious. Cut ties with him officially and deleted his number. Cut my life into pieces. This is a last resort. Suffocation, got no reason. Don't give a flip. Okay. March 23rd, 2022, found he was going on Bachelorette. The episode before his first one-on-one date is when I found out he had a daughter for the first time. 2 weeks ago, I found out from Laurie for the first time that he was once married and his divorce wasn't finalized until December of 2020. I don't think the finalizing of a divorce, that's all paperwork. But the fact that he was, unless it was overlapped. So Laurie said, I felt I was so much in the dark that I was not sure how your response would be. And haha, like we could pull the trigger and deeply expose, but I doubt he will get far. Like he just got out of his marriage. And then Kelsey goes, how long was his trip to Atlanta? Marriage? Haha, wait, what? Yeah, that man was a whole married man. Probably for a bit of time y'all were together. And she goes, do you know the dates of the Atlanta trip? He didn't finalize his divorce until December 2020. Wow, we met January 2020. All right, so they met a full 11 months before he finalized his divorce. I'd have to go digging in my archives for the photos. Oh, you never want that. You never want someone to go digging in the archives for the photos. So then Reality Steve says, at this point, I wanted to contact Laurie to corroborate her story. Granted, the photos from Valentine's Day last year showed a little, but I wanted the full story. So I had an IG message conversation with Laurie, asking her everything I wanted to know about her relationship with Nate. That lasted from January to March of 2021, obviously overlapping with his time with Kelsey. Rather than transcribe what Laurie told me, I figured I'd just let you read our whole conversation yourselves. Here you go. And so here's the conversation where, hey, Laurie, Kelsey said I could contact you regarding Nate. I just wanted to make sure of the timeline between you and him, and you had confirmed the relationship. Hey, Steve, that is okay. So he got the thumbs up. Okay, great. From what I understand, the first contact you had. Yep. So anyway, that confirms it. And there's Laurie doing the Lord's work. I learned of his daughter with the first month of knowing him. All right, so Laurie said, I learned of his daughter within the first month of knowing him. Oh, interesting. And then Steve said his Tinder, where you have to be in the same area to match. Was he visiting in January and that's how you matched? She said that's correct. And then he came back out again in February. He told you he had a daughter or wore pics in his Tinder profile. He came back out in February to see me and he told me about his daughter in January. So there's a photo of them kissing. There's the archive, folks. Laurie's got the photos. Same guy. Obviously, he never mentioned anything about Kelsey. After that February trip, what was the status of your relationship with him? These pics are from January 10th, 2021. We were not boyfriend-girlfriend, but he shared to me he loved me in February and that I am the love of his life and that there was no one else he was talking to. All right, so there are some lies. I visited him twice in Chicago. I even screenshotted the Tinder page at the time. I don't remember why I did, but I have it in my Google archives. So there's his Tinder. I don't know about Kelsey during either of those visits to Chicago, I assume. She said, I learned about Kelsey my second visit. Okay, and on my first day of my arrival, we went to his friend's birthday party. His friend named Amy was also there. She greeted me awkwardly and later pulled me aside to say, I like you, but there's something you should know about Nate. Okay, so now the friend Amy has entered the equation. We probably should have redacted Amy. Well, Amy, hey, good. Amy's probably no longer friends with Nate, so Amy's the connective tissue here. But of course, the friend of Nate was a woman who also was on the side of truth.
You can't handle
and
the truth.
We can right now, and that's when she proceeds to show me Kelsey's Instagram page, and I've seen her and him on it on dates, and then that's when I felt very betrayed and confused. Amy, who also hooked up with him as well. She said they have been seeing each other for a year, but not seriously. All right, so Amy's the friend from the ski trip, but as of recently, they were together more, and I was like, wow, I don't know her. So I confronted him about her, and he downplayed it so much. He said they were just friends, and yes, it was pretty obvious she hooked up with him just by her behavior. So that trip ended, and you never saw him again, asked Steve. She goes, the second trip, that's right, never seen him afterwards. Did he try and win you back after that trip and ask to see you, hit you up? Nope. He then went on a trip with Kelsey. A month later, I messaged him out of anger. I told him I didn't deserve to be treated that way. He said, sorry you feel that way, and I blocked him from everything. Steve said, do you remember what months those two trips to Chicago were? One in March. All right, so all corroborated. Did he ever mention what his daughter's situation was with his daughter? It's one thing to not introduce your kid to someone you're dating, but we all get that. But 1.5 years with Kelsey, and she had no idea he even had a kid. That's bizarre. And then here the photos, February 22nd. Yes, he did. Steve said, I'm just trying to think of any logical reason why he wouldn't mention that to Kelsey in a year and a half. She said he had an interesting schedule with his daughter, as in 3 days a week in his apartment. His daughter had her own bedroom too. So the daughter had her own bedroom. Okay, well, I mean, credit to him that he wasn't just an absentee dad. He was there with her. He just kept it completely secret, which obviously is a separate issue. And Kelsey never went over there. That's why she never saw it. But he still should have told her. Yeah, I'm not sure if Kelsey visited him. All right, so his divorce wasn't finalized until December 2020. I met him after his divorce. And then she says, where will this information be used? On my website, Tuesday or Wednesday. I'll verbally go over some of it on my podcast. Gotcha. All right, so there it is. Laurie's story checks out, and I continue to speak with both. As we dove deeper into the whole Valentine's Day 2021, come to find out Nate sure was busy that day. Oh, this is like a Mrs. Doubtfire moment, except way sadder. Mrs. Doubtfire, great movie. I'm just saying in the sense that he's got two different family lives he's trying to live. We already know it's a run by fruiting. We already know that if you know that on February 6, 2021, on a trip to Atlanta, he took Laurie to dinner. Then on the actual date of Valentine's Day, February 14th, while back in Chicago, he took Kelsey to dinner. Coming to find out, though, while taking Kelsey to dinner and spoiling her with gifts that day, he'd also sent flowers to Laurie back in Atlanta, along with a message calling her his lifetime angel. She's stolen pieces of his heart and that he's never felt a mature type of love and care before. Here's his message and gift to Laurie on February 14th, 2021, followed by what he gave Kelsey. Oh boy, he did 1-800-Flowers. What if this was all just a 1-800-Flowers promo? Wild. My gosh, these are gorgeous. Wow. Yeah, that's a good batch of flowers. That's probably $100 shipment. They really charge you on the shipment, And she says, Happy Valentine's Day. She says, I don't think I've ever felt a mature type of love and care like this before. I don't need a million years to know you're a once-in-a-lifetime angel. My heart burns for you, and I can't wait to share my life. Oh, and what a bummer here, because she seems to really be investing that time into him. Clearly shows him that, and he says, I care for you strongly. Hope your first Valentine's Day with me is happier than a bouquet of kittens. Y'all, WTF did I do to deserve this man is what was posted there. Valentine's Day cards to Kelsey. So, oh boy, she got the goods. She got Sephora mask, a mask visage, lychee face mask there. A nice giant kiss. By the way, just eat that like an apple. Just eat it like an apple. Melt that down and just throw it into a milkshake. All right. Just a lot. Boy, it's not over. And just to add on a little more to what we told Kelsey and how he felt about her, here's a text message he sent her. Do you still love me? And I guess his name is saved as Taco Bay. And he says, and she says, what you mean? He goes, I'm just being needy because I've been going through stuff. She said, I told you last night that I do. Of course I do. I know, babe. I just miss you. You're the only person I've never had a bad time with. Like you're like my best friend, I swear. All right. So I don't know. Is this love bombing? I don't know. And then Steve says, please look at this objectively. Kelsey and Laurie aren't lying. The proof is all there. All right. So there's plenty more here. I'm going to encourage you guys to go do me a solid. Even if you just checked out my page, go to realitysteve.com. This is his story. If it weren't for him putting this timeline together, we probably would have never heard this story. So go to realitysteve.com, give him the clicks, go read that last page there, and let me know what you think. I've got a voicemail line I'm going to open right now. Call the voicemail line. Keep it under a minute if you can. Leave a voicemail, 401-213-9828. Let me know what you guys think about this. Is there any room for grace here? We'll see. I'm going to go live on Patreon today. Patreon.com/Dave Neal. So you can go to patreon.com/Dave Neal. Link in the description. At 10 a.m. Pacific time, we're going to do an extensive conversation about this story. We'll talk to you guys soon. And let's also wait to hear from Nate as well, but these receipts do not look good. We'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.